February 2025. Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm incredibly good, thank you very much.
Incredibly good.
Incredibly good. Yeah, it's Friday
Wow.
night. It's Friday night. The weekend starts here with
Cool.
us, with us,
Excellent.
and
Exactly. And we've
and the
just
rest
both
lessons.
learned how to blur our backgrounds as well, haven't we?
We've been on a bit of a Zoom tutorial tonight.
Yes. Yeah, I've learned something today, which is good. Have you been out and about much recently?
Yeah, been out quite a bit recently. Yeah, and also, I mean, the weather today.
Oh, yeah. Well, you tell people what you've been doing today and what you were wearing. That's is it after
That's
9 o'clock yet? I don't know, to be fair.
that sounds rather bizarre. I wouldn't actually. If the numbers of people start dropping,
Yeah.
that's
We've got
because
the pictures in the second half.
today I cut the grass for the first time this year
Mm.
in a t-shirt and trousers.
I'm glad you added that last part. To be fair, though, I was at work today, but looking out the window, it did look lovely. I actually said to one of my colleagues, the light out there is amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I really wanted to be out and about, but I couldn't, unfortunately. So yeah, there you go. Does the grass look good?
Do you know it looks amazing? Yeah.
Is it greener on the other side?
I don't know. I haven't turned it over yet. So
Right, okay. Shall we say hello to a few people? Do you want to say hello to a few people?
let me just let me
If
just
there's
go on.
anyone watching.
Hold on. There we go. It does autoplay. There you go.
Excellent.
So good evening to everyone that's watching tonight. I just need to move this little thing out of the way. Um, Hold on. I've got a bit of an issue here. There we go. So Graham Mead, David Gotts, Liz Huxley, Pete Dwyer, Richard Chew. Oh my God, Tim Davis, Rob Malcolm, Paul Everett, Dave Bissett, oh, Mo Jackson, Annette Adams, Emma Robinson, Paul Daughtry, Tim Hayward, Vince Briggs, Chris Mee, and Mark Mowers are all
Hey.
watching this evening. And thank you for your hellos and all that sort of stuff. So good evening to
Excellent.
everybody. How are you
Yes.
doing anyway? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Yeah, not too bad. Busy juggling, birding, work, home life, and I've worked out that the thing that needs to be sacrificed is sleep. So now I've just given up sleeping. So yeah, 8 hours a day birding, 8 hours a day at work, 8 hours a day doing other things at home, no sleep. Fine.
That'll work for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. After about 3 days of doing that, I'm going to see some amazing birds. Right, should we show people how to get in touch? It's the
Absolutely.
usual way, isn't it?
Yes, so I'm just going to quickly click on that. So yeah, so if you want to ask us a question, if you log into YouTube using your Gmail account, you can comment in the live chat, or you can email any questions or anything you've got for us to ebwstalks@gmail.com.
Yes,
And
excellent.
I think we say this every time we do this, but if you're not if you're watching this for the first time or maybe the second time, I think if you probably watched it for the first time, you probably won't want to come back for the second time. But if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, under the live screen at the moment, you'll see a little bell symbol. If you just click on that, and every time we've got a new YouTube show coming up or anything on YouTube for the society, you'll get notified. And there's a little thumbs up symbol. If you click on that and all that sort of stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
brilliant.
thank you very much. Thank you. Right, so a couple of discussion points to get the chat going, hopefully. First signs of spring. So Steve's already touched on the fact that he's been outside in a t-shirt cutting his grass. So please don't report if you saw that. But what we're looking for, have you seen any first signs of spring in nature? Like any spring birds yet? Anything that's kind of made you feel spring-like? And with that in mind, and with spring only just around the corner, is there anything you've missed bird-wise over the winter?
Mm.
So have you not seen species X, for example? So pop that in the chat. I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've seen a great northern diver yet this winter.
Yeah, not been. Yeah, there's been a
Mm,
few bits and bobs that have been
mm,
slightly scarcer than normal. It's first day of spring tomorrow, so um, yeah, and also, I
there you
mean,
go.
yeah, summer or spring is on its way.
It definitely is. Yes. So talk about spring in the chat and what have you missed in the winter? I've just realised I don't think I've seen a red pole this winter yet either.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I've got some catching up to do.
Yeah, you can
Hmm.
either wait until next winter now or keep on going.
I'll keep on going. That's fine.
Yeah, I would. To be fair, I would.
Right, what's coming up in the show? We're going to be looking back at the Titchwell field trip that we had this month. We're going to be having a look at the talk that took place at the beginning of the month. That was our first indoor talk in Chelmsford. We're going to be looking ahead to what's happening next month. And also, we've got a world exclusive, haven't we?
We have. So tonight we are unveiling briefly the Big County Birdwatch 2025 program of walks. That's a
I'm rubbing my
rubber,
trousers. Yeah,
thigh rubber from yes, it's happening in April, Friday 11th to Monday the 14th. So that'll be coming up a little bit later.
excellent. Looking forward to that. And then in the second half of the show, we're going to be showing our pictures, where we've been, any viewers' pictures and videos that people have sent in to us as well. We've got a couple of web pages to look at. We've got Ebbs Bay returns. We've got a rather wonderful item just here that's for sale that someone could get a bargain on. And we've got the usual sightings roundup as well at the end of the show. And we're going to finish off with the photo competition video, which leads us seamlessly into the next feature, maybe. Do you want to check the feedback quickly while I'm getting it loaded?
So yes, there's still 20 minutes, 22 minutes, I believe. Actually, probably 21 minutes because I'm waffling. So yeah, let's get to feedback. So yeah, a few more people are watching. Michael Goodchild, Jeff Finney, Tim Hayward's been in Kent today, and he said the sunshine's been wonderful. He said, "Don't tell Steve about the number of med goals at Cliff Paul's." I have no idea. Anyone would think I've got an obsession. Don't know where they get that idea from. Um, Nick Warner's watching, saying good evening. Tim Hayward again. The Blackwits are starting to colour up the first
Nice.
sign of spring. And Mark
Cool.
Nowers, the starlings are pairing up at home. And he's got a pair that he's noticed a pair that's nesting under the roof tiles in his front garden for the first time.
Oh,
So that's really good.
fantastic.
Oh, Richard Chew, first chiff chaff of the year at Blue House. Not sure
Excellent.
whether it's an overwinter or a spring migrant.
Was it singing though? Because so does seeing a chiff chaff count as spring, or do you have to hear one chiff chaffing?
Oh, I think you have to hear one chiff chaffing. I know they
Mm.
do it in the winter as well, but yeah.
Must admit, for me, if I pull up at Ardley and get out, open the car door, and it's a nice blue sky, and it's still cold, but then you hear that little chiff chaff, you think, ah, spring is here.
Yeah, I mean, we had blackcap in the garden a couple of days ago, but it's not the same unless it's singing.
Yeah, exactly. Right, should we show the photo competition quickly? Because there is still time, as Steve said, for people to vote. So how do you vote? You need to visit our website, which is at ebws.org.uk. On the front page of the website, you'll see this picture here. And if you click the picture, it goes to this screen. And it basically tells you the way we do this is to try and keep everything in one place. It's the best way I can think of doing it. So everything lands here. You click the link, and then you see nice large images of all four finalists. So the finalists are Tawny Owl,
Wow.
Barn Owl, a long-tailed tit in flight, which is really nice. To be fair, they're actually all really nice this time around. They always are, but these four are particularly good. And the fourth one is a short-eared owl. So lots of owlage going on, but three
Owl,
different species.
is that a
Yeah,
word? Owlage? I like
it is.
owlage.
It is now. And so how do you vote for your favourite? So you choose the one that you want, and then you simply click just here. I'm not going to do it because if I click on it, you might see what's going on. I don't want to spoil the surprise because we've kept the results hidden. But
Yep.
you click the blue link here, go through to another page. You just choose the one you want to vote for, scroll to the bottom of the screen and click vote. I will say that this final has had a lot of votes.
Mm.
It's been very busy, more
We
so
had
than
a
normal. So thank you to everyone who's taken the time to vote.
Absolutely. And we had a lot of entries this season, didn't we? So
We did, yes, which
really
is
good.
lovely until I have to sit and do the video because each photo takes about 3 minutes to resize and put in a thing and put the names on. So when you've got like nearly 100 of them, yeah, takes some time, but it's good fun.
what I suggest to people at home watching to do the lottery tomorrow, and if you win, give Matt a cut so he can spend some time not working and doing this stuff.
Or you could just send in like 500 pictures because now I'm not sleeping. I've got plenty of time to do them.
You've got no excuse to be honest with you, have you?
Exactly. Right. Okay. So we're going to move on. So unfortunately, the first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit of sad news. And I'll pass to Steve for this.
So I mean, especially for those people who have been coming on our coach trips for a long time, will probably remember dear old Bob Beach, real character. Um, he was like Bert, I've been coming on these coach trips for like 30 years, and it was always helpful when I first came on the coach trips. Really like old school birder, big old pair of 10 by 50s. But poor old Bob sadly passed away recently. He was a man for anyone who knew him. He was always telling stories about like, oh, in 1952 I saw a wryneck on that fence and all this sort of stuff. And he wore these lovely bright red shoes.
Oh, fantastic.
I think he was a
Oh, wow.
Labour. I think he was a Labour Party supporter. So
Okay.
bless him.
Cool.
But so very sad news. Yeah, especially one of our like older members.
Yeah. I mean, I never had the privilege of meeting Bob, but certainly what you said about him before the show started, which you've just echoed there, he sounds like he was very much a character. And I think with this hobby, you do meet a lot of more experienced birders that do have so many stories.
Ah,
Um, and it's great because they're always happy to share stories and it's really good fun. And people's memory as well. People, oh yeah, I remember the blah blah back in 1983 on the 17th of November. How do you remember that? It's mad. It's mad.
he's
But
a
yeah.
bit like old Uncle Albert out of Only Fools and Horses, like during the
Oh,
war, well, that sort of.
yeah,
So
bless it.
bless.
So we've been asked to just let people know when Bob's funeral is. So for anyone that does want to attend, his funeral is on the 21st of March at Pitsea Crematorium, which is postcode SS132HG, and that's at 12:30. And then afterwards, moving on to Springhouse Club in Corringham, which is SS17 7QT. So it's Pitsea Crematorium on the 21st of March at 12:30, and then Springhouse Club in Corringham afterwards. So if anyone does want to attend, anyone that maybe knew Bob, obviously those are the details.
Yeah.
Right, thanks, Steve. So we've got some exciting news next.
Just a couple more things, Matt, just before we go on, because
Bob,
a few people have messaged in about their spring things. So David got magpies nesting, preparing or repairing their old nest in a tree next door to him.
excellent.
Brian Priestley's watching tonight. Good evening, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
David Visit said, yeah, his blackbird's been singing as he wakes up every morning. The song
Nice.
thrushes as well. The song
Mm,
thrushes are going crazy at the moment.
yep.
Vince Briggs had a chiff chaff in the garden a couple of weeks back. And again, he's not sure whether it's an overwintering bird or an early arrival. I'm pretty sure it's been overwintering. Mo Jackson's got the first pair of oyster catchers on breeding territory at Sunnymead Farm today,
Excellent.
which is good. And Brian Priestley again, two black caps at our bird feeders for a few weeks now. And just give us a song this week. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they'll be singing in the next few days.
Well, it just needs a bit of sunshine like today, doesn't it?
Yep,
And I
yep.
think, everything starts waking up and singing and moving and nesting and so forth. So yeah, thanks for that, everyone. I've certainly noticed lots more bird song in general
Mm.
over the last few days. Even just things like great tits and robins and blackbird, song thrush, as you said, Steve. Loads of song thrushes singing at the moment. So yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
I mean, we had greenfinch singing in the garden this morning. Um,
Excellent.
and a good bird for here, mistle thrush. We had a mistle thrush singing last week.
Nice.
I haven't heard one locally here for a long time, so that's really good.
Actually, I had one singing. Oh, I can't remember where now. It might have been down Castle Park, actually, I
Okay,
think.
good.
Yeah, there was one singing, I think it was down there, and that was about a week ago. So yeah, it's nice to hear all this stuff singing. So please keep those comments coming in. Right, so we're going to be talking about, funny enough, very topical, talking about spring. this chappie.
Oh, nightingales, fantastic.
Oh, very nice. And we're not going to go into huge amount of detail at the moment because we're hoping that we might be able to have a feature on this in the next month or so. Fingers crossed, maybe. Um, but there's some quite exciting society news related to nightingales. Do you want to take the lead on this one,
I
Steve?
mean, you probably got a bit more detail than I have, to be
Okay.
honest, Matt.
So basically, there's a project that's going to be taking place at Aberton Reservoir, and the lead ringer there, Chaz Holt. We're supporting and funding some trackers, and these trackers are going to be fitted to nightingales, and they will hopefully enable us next year when the nightingales return to capture the data, find out where these birds have been, and at what times and how long for, and it'll give us a really good indication as to the winter habitat for nightingale, particularly the ones in Essex, the type of habitat they need, the areas they're visiting, and the areas that need to be protected and maybe enhanced for them. Um, so there's been a few features I've noticed online recently about nightingale decline and linking it to winter habitat quality. So we're putting some of the money that you guys give to us in your memberships. It's part of the constitution of the society, and I think this is a fantastic project that we're going to really get behind, and hopefully it'll give us some really good rewards and some data next year. But as I say, we're going to be talking with Chaz, fingers crossed, about appearing on the show if he's free. Obviously, he's going to be very busy doing this and other things, but we'll try and get him on the show if we can. If not, we'll certainly get some kind of an update over the next month or two. I'd like to also say a big thank you. I know he's watching, to Tim Hayward, who's been very much behind the funding for this. Tim came up with a grant scheme, which I think we've spoken about before, and it's aimed at students and people doing research related to birds in Essex, and this is part of that scheme. So thank you, Tim. Fantastic work, and let's hope we get some really good results for the nightingales in the next year or so. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, yeah, really exciting stuff that is.
Mm.
Because
Yep.
obviously we know that Aberton and Fingering are like mega strongholds for nightingales, and like you say, it'd be interesting to see where they go. And
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, can you imagine as well if we can get some data back? Because it will take a year, obviously. These things, they're not kind of trackers that you can monitor online. They're tags or trackers that you have to capture the bird or retrack the bird, and then you can gather the data next year. But if we manage to do that, that will be amazing. I think we're putting 5 trackers out there to start with. And then next year, hopefully, at least one or two of those trackers will return. We can find out what's happened with them, and there's some more funding to either replace or purchase new ones if necessary to hopefully repeat the project again next year. And how exciting will it be, the first one that comes back, to get that data and find out where that bird's been?
be amazing, won't it? Because I mean, for those who bird watch at Aberton like we do, there's one that sings at the entrance gate, and it's a ringed bird, and
Yep,
that's been back what 2 3 years, 2 years at least.
yep,
So imagine if that's like one of these satellite tag ones. Amazing.
yeah. Where do they go?
Yeah,
I
can't
mean, well,
wait.
to be fair, we know where all good birds go. They all go to Simon Wood's garden in Heybridge, don't they? So that's probably
Very
all,
true.
all these birds will drop in there, I expect, with the northern water thrush. But
You imagine it be going Aberton, Heybridge.
yeah, but no, it will be really good, and I think it's a brilliant project. Nightingales, along with many other species, but they're one of the iconic species, particularly important in this area. Um, Essex and the southeast of England have got some vital habitat for nightingales, and anything that we can do to get information to help these birds. Um, Years ago, before I joined EBS, I went to an evening thing about birdsong. I'm sorry, I'm digressing here, but one of the things the chap did, he played Nightingale. He turned the lights down, told everyone to be quiet, and we waited 30 seconds, and then he played Nightingale for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it was unbelievably. It was just so evocative. The hairs on the back of your neck was stood
Yeah,
up, and then when he came back up, when he came back to the stage, he said, "Could you imagine a future without this sound? Could you imagine if your children or your children's children don't hear Nightingale?" And
yeah.
it makes you feel really, like, it gives you a lump in your throat. You
Well,
think, "Oh my
it does.
goodness, that'd be terrible." So fingers crossed.
I
Yes.
mean, like you say, when you hear your first chiff chap and your first black cap, and just yeah, it's just brilliant.
Yep, definitely. First nightingale is always amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also your first turtle dove, maybe.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. I always find my first turtle dove on a nice blue day is perfect. No?
Oh,
Okay, sorry.
oh,
I think we
oh,
need to move on, don't we? Right,
oh.
okay.
Have we got some turtle dove news?
We will have some turtle dove news in about a minute, I think. Because are we going to talk about that next? Oh, we are going to talk about the next. Sorry.
Boy,
Yes, we.
in, man.
Oh my goodness, that was a really good link, and I completely missed it, didn't I? I'm so sorry. Do
Don't
you want to
worry.
do the turtle dove news, Steve?
That's because on our run sheet we've got Matt does an amazing job with like laying everything out, and then we've got loads of pencil bits all over it, including turtle doves. And there you
Yep.
go.
I said beforehand because it's written on, I'm going to miss it. Sorry. Yeah, so we're going to be ordering. I don't know if you remember from about a year ago, um, the last raffle at the conference last year, we raised about £1,000 in total, I think, from the raffle. And some of that money's already been spent on providing food and feeders for birds at hospices. And the rest of the money is going to be buying 500 kilos of turtle dove seed. And I think I saw an email earlier this evening. I haven't had a chance to respond to it yet from Mark Nowers, who is obviously the turtle dove coordinator for the whole of Essex for the RSPB. And he's going to be ordering some seed soon. And he's emailed me about us ordering our seed. So thanks to everyone who bought raffle tickets. And we're going to be buying loads and loads of seed. And I think it was going to a farm in the Tollsbury area, but I might be wrong on that. As I say, I had a quick look just before we started. But yes, more on that next month, I'm sure. Good. Thank you. Right. What's the next thing?
So we've got an appeal.
We have. Let me
We've
get the
got an
picture up.
appeal. We've got an appeal. So yep, you can line up your. So
And
so we're after some help.
we are. Well, we're not.
We're
Well,
not.
we sort of are. What,
So
what it is, Essex Wildlife Trust at Hanningfield, they've got a new idea, a new project that they're launching, haven't they, Steve?
they have. Yep. So basically, trying to encourage bird watchers. So in seamless link here. So yeah, we're looking for volunteer bird watchers who can just help out once a month, um, just to point birds out and show people in the hides. So it's basically just a free bird ID day. Um, Basically, yeah, they just want birders to help show people birds.
Yes, so there are three main hides at Hanningfield, and the idea is that these three biggest hides can get a few people in, and the idea is on one Saturday a month, every month, to have a bird watcher, or someone who knows what most of the birds are, preferably with a scope, in each of these three hides, so that as people and families are wandering around and walking in, whoever's in there can say, "Oh, would you like to see a goldeneye? Would you like to see a velvet scoter? Would you like to see a mallard or whatever it may be?" And then they'll have a scope pointing to some of these birds. Um, what we're looking for is a pool of volunteers. So you won't have to do every Saturday, every month. You can if you want to, but the idea is to have enough people to get three people every month, so that the project can go ahead. Again, big thanks to Jan Lewis, because he's been behind this. And also thanks to EWT Hanningfield, for asking us to help out. So we're hoping that people will be able to spare some of their time. As I said, could be one Saturday a year, once every couple of months, once every 3 months, or every month if you want to. But if you're interested, maybe take a picture of the screen, send us an email to info.ebws@gmail.com with your details, and I'll pass them on to EWT, and they will be in touch, hopefully. So I'll leave that on the screen just for a few more seconds in case people are scrabbling for their phones. But you must have been at Hanningfield before and had people just sort of wandering because they get a lot of families and stuff there, don't they?
Do I mean you and I popped in the other day, didn't we?
Mm,
And it was just really busy with. I mean, obviously some non-bird watchers, a lot of bird watchers, and yeah, you
mm.
do. You know what it's like. You're in a hide, and people are generally interested. And it's so nice to be able to share. Even if you just point out a few ducks or the colours on a mallard, or it just just might inspire more people to take up the hobby.
Exactly. And I think, when I was there the time before we went, I went and saw the Velvet Scoter, and I was in the hide. I think it was me and one other birder in there. And this family came in and they walked in, and one of the children was very young being held, and the mum sort of ducked down and looked out. And you can't really see an awful lot by doing that. You can see the close stuff.
Yep.
Other than that, it just looks like water, doesn't it? So I could sense they were going to walk out, and I said to her, "Oh, do you want to see an unusual duck?" "Oh, yes, please." And ended up showing her the Velvet Scoter, and really, really interested. And then there was a few bits the other side as well, and it gets people engaged. It really does. So yeah,
Like you say, seeing, like you say, when you look out, there's just expanse of water, and then you look in the scope, and everything sort of starts coming alive. It's fantastic.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely,
really good,
definitely.
really good.
So good project. Well done, Jan. Well done, Essex Wildlife Trust.
Yep.
And let's hope we get one or two or three or more volunteers that can spare a Saturday every so often to take part in that and to help some people engage with birds, which would be nice. Right. Any feedback?
Let me have a look. Yeah, Nick Warner has got ravens nesting and displaying close to Braxted Park, sign of
Nice.
spring. David Gott's promising news for nightingales over the last few weeks regarding the Middlewick Range housing development, which fingers crossed is all
Yep.
hopefully. And then
Hopefully.
back to nightingales. As we've just mentioned, Tim Hayward's just messaged in. He said that as the nightingales are so small, they can only be fitted with data loggers rather than transmitters. So obviously the birds have to be recaptured, like we said. And then Mark now is super grateful to us all for the turtle dove food. So it's a pleasure, Mark.
No worries. Excellent. I've got a funny feeling, because 500 kilos is quite a lot. I think Mr. Nowers might be having a little sneaky bowl of turtle dove seed with a bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, with his cup of coffee in the morning. I can see that.
Now, I thought he was more of a bacon roll man yourself.
Well, yeah. Actually, I saw that picture today. It did look nice, didn't it? Right. Shall we talk about Titchwell? So we had a field trip this month, didn't we?
We did, which seems ages ago, but it's only like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Hmm.
I'm not even
And
sure when it was. When was it? It was the
ninth,
trying to see, yeah, 9th of February, yeah, 9th.
ninth. Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing where the time's gone this month.
And you guys all went up on the coach, and I was very antisocial and decided to drive myself up there, mainly because I knew there was a waiting list, so it gives other people a chance to get on the coach. And we went to sunny. Well, was it sunny? I can't remember. It
No,
wasn't that sunny, was it?
it was quite cloudy and quite cold.
Yeah, it was.
Titchwell, which,
So we went to cloudy, cold Titchwell.
but luckily the birds kept us warm.
They did.
Was
Well,
that the right thing to say? I don't know.
I'm not sure really, but we
No.
got some pictures. Shall we show some pictures? That might be the right thing to do, I think.
Some pictures. So yeah, we just had a really nice day. I think as a group we recorded 97 species,
That's good.
which for February is pretty good going,
Mm.
including quite a few of these, which were common snipe.
Yep. Lovely picture, I might add. I like that one. It's
Thank you
good.
very much.
And I really like this picture as well. I
These,
managed to get one of this bird, but yours is much better than mine. So yours is going forwards, not mine, definitely.
actually, I'm thinking I wouldn't mind getting that framed. Actually, I quite like it. So,
Mm,
so yeah, we saw up to 5 woodcock,
we did.
including
And
this bird.
yeah. And these are not the easiest of birds to find, are they?
No, not at all.
So yeah, it was really, really good to find those. And thank you so much because you've got a wonderful little gadget that helped us. So yeah, really, really good work there. Thanks, Steve.
Oh no,
Uh,
pleasure. No, well, I mean, I think a lot of people had never seen woodcock before. I think we
mm,
managed to get the whole coach. We got birds in the scope for them, so we had a bit of
yep.
for those who were like on the trip. Thank you for being very patient because it did
Yes.
take a bit of time. But we all had, yeah. I mean, there's not often you can get good scope views of woodcock. So
No, exactly. But I really like that picture. I just love the fact you've just got this massive, massive eye staring out at you from the middle of nowhere. I love that. Really good.
cool. No, thanks, Matt.
Obviously,
Yeah,
we had
so
we had a few of these, didn't we?
had a few med gulls, of course.
Mhm.
It makes the day really, doesn't it? It's
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
these
a headless
these
shell duck as well, quite unusual.
the headless shell duck. There's a few headless gulls there as well. Uh, but yeah, as the afternoon, we spent a bit of time in the hide in the afternoon. Obviously, the gulls were coming in to roost. So
Mhm.
amongst like the great blackbacks and lesser blackbacks, yeah, there were three or four mid gulls came in,
Yep.
which was really nice. And
Oh,
the ducks were
mm,
just cool. The ducks were
yeah.
really close to the hides, and there were lots of golden plovers, and yeah, it was just water rail and just lots of other bits and bobs.
It was excellent. I love a pintail. I think pintail are one of the prettiest and most elegant ducks. They really are lovely. And we had a couple of these, didn't we?
Yep. So for those who know Titchwell, there's often tawny owl roosting near the centre, and again, wasn't easy, but we managed to see two birds. This is one of them,
Mhm.
just sort of poking out through the back of the ivy. But again, got the scope on them, and I think we all managed to get reasonable views, as well as you're going to get really.
Definitely, and that's the advantage of going with with a coach trip because you've got more pairs of eyes. You've got experts like Steve who know what they're looking at, obviously know where they're looking, and can help get other people onto these birds. So I think if you go to somewhere like Titchwell on your own, you're going to have a great day out. But if you go in a group, you're going to probably see more stuff as well, which is really really good fun. I like this one as well. This is rather nice.
Oh, it was the one. I think that's probably the closest marsh area I've ever seen. It was just literally out the hide window, and
Mm.
it was just so intent on like looking for food that it wasn't bothered about everyone watching it.
Absolutely gorgeous. I only saw it as it sort of flew away. I didn't get a chance to take a picture of this one, but that's a cracking photo. I love that. Really
I mean, look at
nice.
those talons. I mean, that is just like
I know. Really, really
killing,
gorgeous.
killing
And just
machine.
the way it's just staring. So, like you said, you guys could have been, I don't know, doing whatever, and it just wouldn't have cared, would it?
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely. Yep, it's just focused.
Now, because I drove myself, when you guys finished, I sneaked off and went round the corner with, I think her lady's name was Mary. I want to say
Mary,
Mary.
yep, yep,
Mary.
Mary, yep, you did, yep.
So Mary and I, we snuck off around the corner. Well, I say we snuck off. Mary's a very fit lady, and she walks very, very fast. And I kind of walk okay, but my knee was playing up on the day. I didn't say anything, but I was struggling to keep up with Mary. She was a very
she
quick
goes,
walker.
she goes like a rocket. Does Mary
Gone. But
walking?
anyway, we went round the corner to Thornham, and managed to connect with this Black Brant, which was nice, the one in the
Nice.
middle. For anyone that
That's a
doesn't,
cracker. Lovely
yeah,
bird. That
very
is.
nice. And you can see the collar almost meets on the back of the neck, doesn't it, on Black Brant?
Mm.
Yep, lovely.
That big white flank patch.
And we saw this. Now, this is a first for Mary, and we're looking at this sort of creamy
Oh,
coloured blob in the middle.
okay,
Okay, now
okay.
this is a glaucous gull, um,
I'll
but
take your word. I'll take your word for that.
yeah, thanks. I mean, it was dusk, and it was a million miles away as well. So that's on like mega, 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 mega zoom. When I shared this on a WhatsApp group, I think it was, Mr. Mark Nowers came back and said, is it anywhere near that lump of styrofoam
That's what it looks like.
or polyfiller or something like that? I can't remember exactly what he said. So I ran around the corner to Ardley Reservoir, and he's quite correct because I saw this thing just around the corner from Ardley. So that's an Ardley patch tick glaucous gull, which I'm quite happy with.
Oh my word! That's what happened. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happens when you don't sleep at night.
Right, there you go. Anyway, okay.
How did you do that?
I found a picture of foam insulation and
You
I
can't.
just don't ask, don't ask.
Oh my word! I
Right,
apologise, everybody.
okay. So that was that. Now we also had an indoor talk,
Yep,
and the indoor talk was on the birds of the Russian Far East by Chris Collins, and it took
he's a
place in
great speaker.
Chelmsford. Yeah, really, really good, really good. I don't. You were busy that night, unfortunately. I think you couldn't make that one, could you?
No, I couldn't do that one, unfortunately.
But I went along, and it was another fantastic talk. So thanks to Paul Everett for organising all of these indoor talks. He's got everything planned for the next year or more. We've got some really good stuff coming up, both indoors in Chelmsford and online as well. And Chris's talk was so informative. He went through all the landscapes, the scenery, the birds, the places that he went to, how he got there with ice breaking ships and bits. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And then he spent a long time telling us about the spoonbill sandpiper work that he'd been doing. He found spoonbill sandpiper breeding sites that they weren't aware were there, which must be
Wow.
amazing. They were doing surveys,
Okay.
and he said he was walked out into the middle of this area. He thought this looks good, pulled his binoculars up, small wader, spoonbill sandpiper. Unbelievable. He explained a bit about the work they did at Slimbridge, trying to help reintroduce these birds back into the wild. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out. But there's so much work going on around the
Mm.
world for all these different species, and it was a fascinating talk. So thanks very much for Chris for his time and coming down to give that talk. Um, and that was that. Oh, we did a ringing demo as well.
Demonstration in
We did.
February as well.
Yes, where was that?
That was down at the Wilderness Foundation down at Chatham Green. So Matt and David Wilkinson from now what are they called? The Southern Ringing Group.
The South Essex Ringing Group.
Oh, the South. I always get them the wrong name. Um, so Matt and David Wilkinson from the South Essex Ringing Group organised a fantastic ringing morning, and here is our David Wilkinson in the middle at the back there, and
Yep, just
yeah,
here.
it was a cracking morning. It was like really, really cold and frosty, but there wasn't a breath of wind, and we saw some good birds, didn't we?
We did, yeah. I mean, Terry from the Wilderness Foundation was there
Oh,
as
brilliant.
well, and we had George, who's a gentleman at the table. He's kind of keeping all the records and data. This young man's name is Liam, and he's a really really good and keen young ringer. And then somewhere, I'm not sure if she's in this picture, but young Belle, who's recently learning or just learning how to become a ringer, and this was her fourth or fifth session, I think, and she's doing really well as well. And you can see a lot of people turned up, and we saw lots of good birds. And as Steve said, that one of the first birds that we saw was this one.
We arrived. So we arrived. We all gathered, and then we all walked out to the ringing area. And then David said, "Well, we've got our bird of the year already," and it was like,
Mm,
oh, so we had a little bit of a bet on what the bird was going to be, and we were all wrong.
yep, I think I said Jack Snipe, and yeah, we just didn't really know exactly what it was going to be, did we? And then they pulled out this kestrel,
Wonderful
and this
kestrel. Yeah, apparently they're really they don't ring many of these kestrels. So and what a bird! Look at that.
oh, beautiful. I think the reason he said was that normally kestrels don't really tend to sort of chase prey that much. They do, but not often. So you've got to have a kestrel that's chasing prey, and then it's got to be chasing prey kind of into the mist nests. So it doesn't happen. Was it the second one? I
I
think
think it
you
was the
said they've
second
ever
one
had
they've
down
ever
there.
caught. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
this tiny amount of kestrels being rung.
And this was Terry's first ever kestrel that she's ringed. I think it might have even been her first raptor, her first falcon, I think.
Possibly. She did have a
So
few little wounds on her hands, didn't she?
she
That's
did. She was very brave, and she had to do it in front of a group of about 15 people. But as you can see, she was quite happy.
I'd have cried. I'd have been like in pain. Oh, God.
I know. No, she did really, really well. And we also saw some lovely views of some more common species like long-tailed tit,
Beautiful.
lovely little blue tit. There was quite a few blue tits, wasn't there?
They were. Yep.
Quite a lot of retraps as well. So ones that had already been ringed, which they keep, they log that they've retrapped them and then obviously release them again quickly. We got to see the birds being ringed close up. It's very fascinating watching them do the work they do. Oh,
It
you can see a
is.
wound there. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, and everyone gets to learn how they age the birds
Mm.
and various to do with molt, and it's fantastic.
But the speed at which they process these birds as well, because obviously the main thing with all of this is collecting data, giving us the ability to find out more and learn more about birds. But of course, the bird's welfare is the most important thing. So these birds are processed and released, within couple of minutes or so. It's very, very quick. But
This is a lovely shot. This is.
yes, go on then, explain.
So this is showing male and female pig tits. So
Yes.
male on the left, big wide black band that goes right between its legs, and then the female on the right, which is a bit more indistinct and doesn't go right between the legs.
Hmm.
But
So
yeah,
for anyone that didn't,
I
oh,
love that. It's a real cracker of a shot, that is, Matt.
yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So for anyone that didn't know that, next time you see a great tit, have a look at it and see if you can work out if it's a male or a female.
Absolutely.
And there you go. I think that's all the pictures from there. But it was another great session. We raised 190, 180, £190, I think, something in that region.
Fantastic.
And the money that we raise gets split between the South Essex Ringing Group and the Wilderness Foundation. So for South Essex, it means they can put the money towards equipment that they normally have to pay for themselves, the rings, notebooks, pencils, pens, mist nets, all those kind of things. And for the Wilderness Foundation, they're a charity, and their job is basically engaging people with nature. It can be people in all sorts of conditions, people with mental health issues, people with learning difficulties, and it really helps people, engage with birds, engage with nature. It's a great place down there, and they
Oh,
do really good work. So yeah.
it's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Right. So thanks for that. We're going to have another one of those hopefully coming up soon, aren't we?
We are, hopefully, in the
Yes.
next 6 weeks or so.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. More on that later. And what's coming next month? So we've got, I think first up, we've got a talk, haven't we?
We've got the first evening talk of March. Is me.
Yes. Oh,
Me.
what are you
In
going to be
fact,
talking about, Steve?
it's a week today.
It is. Yeah, next Friday.
I better get preparing then.
What are you going to be talking about?
I'm going to be talking about the birds of Goa. So
Excellent.
sort of slightly west mid India. So yeah, so that is going to be that. So it should be a good evening. Lots of nice birds, lots of butterflies, some other photographs as well. Lots of photographs. So yeah, it should be a good evening.
Excellent. And that's an indoor meeting in Chelmsford. So the details of that, we did send out a newsletter for anyone that subscribes. And I think the details are also on our website at the moment, or if they're not right now, I'll make sure they get put up, but I think they are. And it's at the Quaker Meeting Hall in Chelmsford. And the instructions on how to get there are all on our website as well. So please come along next Friday evening. If you get there for about 7:30ish, and Steve will start the talk at 8 o'clock. Get there for 7:30. Steve's talk's normally quite well attended. So if you want to get a good seat and a good view, get there a bit earlier if you can.
No pressure then.
And we've got a field trip as well, haven't we?
We have. So we've got a trip to the Brecks, which hold on, I've got to find my fixture card. That's next Sunday. Crikey,
Yes.
the time? Do you know what? Because February is a short month, it always throws me off guard. It does. So yes, Sunday the 9th of March, we're heading up to the Brecks, visiting Santon Downham first, and then we're going on to Linford Arboretum in the afternoon.
Cool. I'm just going to share a couple of screens really quickly. Sorry, Steve. So this is the meetings. This is the instructions on how to where to park and the timings and so on and so forth. So if you do want to come along next Friday, you just go to our website, ebws.org.uk, and go to events, monthly meetings. You'll come to this page, and then you've got details of Steve's talk just here. And then the field trip, sorry to interrupt. There we go. I'll go back to you, Steve, now. The field trips are on here, and this is the field trip on the 9th. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, so yeah, so as I said earlier, we're heading to Santon Downham in the morning, looking for things like, well, hopefully that's a spotted woodpecker, but mandarin duck, grey wagtail, kingfisher, woodlark. And then we're going on to Linford Arboretum, which I was up working, running a day trip up in the Brecks this week, and there were lots of good birds around, including hawfinches and bramblings and lots of other good birds. So that's going to be a good day out, and we're leaving Chelmsford at 7:30.
Yes.
And as you see on the website here, it is fully booked. But if you are booked on this day and you cannot make it, please let Jerry know as soon as possible, please, because we do have a waiting list.
Yep, definitely. And if you do fancy going and you can't get onto the coach because it's full, as with any of our field trips, you are more than welcome to meet us there if you wish to. And if you want a better idea of what time we're going to be arriving at the venue, drop us an email. But it's usually around about 9:30-ish, something in that region, 9:30, 10 o'clock normally, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Looking forward to that.
Brilliant.
Fingers crossed the weather stays good.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah, let's hope the weather stays good and let's hope the birds stay good as well. So, yeah. And then we've also got at the end of March or towards the end of March, there's another special event coming up, which we're going to be trying to promote quite heavily over the next week or two. And that is this one. And this is also at Hanningfield Reservoir with the Essex Wildlife Trust, but also with the BTO youth section. And Reese Archer, who's the BTO youth representative for Essex, and myself and Paul Everett and Neil Sumner are all going to be at Hanningfield, and we're going to be doing an identification session for duck and gull identification for 12 to 18-year-olds. So if you know anybody aged between 12 and 18 who'd like to know the basics, we're not going to be going into too much detail. It's just going to be basic identification features of the more common species. Please have a look on the BTO website, go to their youth section. You need to book to come along. So you just click the book places online down here. If you want to book it for somebody, it's free. You don't have to pay. You just need to book to let us know you're coming. So if you know someone, you want to treat them, then yeah, please have a look at this and book the places. Parents or carers or guardians are welcome to join as well, of course. And I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah, shame I can't make that one, but yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, we're going to do like a bit of a classroom session to start with, explaining a bit about the BTO, a little bit about EBWS, and obviously looking at the ID features in books and on pictures. And then we're going to spend probably about 90 minutes or so just walking up to the hides and seeing if we can find some of the birds we've been talking about. So that will be really good. Anyone that you know, age 12 to 18, who wants to get into birding or wants to improve their basic ID skills, please have a look at that.
Fantastic. Looks really good. Looks really good.
Right. Anything on the feedback, Steve?
Let's have a look. Let me have a look. Hold on, let's log in. Yeah, Richie Chu said, yeah, agreed. A fantastic indoor talk on the Russian Far East. He said, although it was a bit far away for a weekend trip. And yeah, and was commented on the he said lovely woodcock photograph, Steve. So yeah, all good.
Good. Should we do our world exclusive?
Should we do our world exclusive? Yep. So let's let me. I just had to make a quick last minute change to it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, literally. I was like quickly making a change.
Okay.
I think you might remember. Go on, I bet you remember what it is.
Yeah, I do. You'd mentioned it just beforehand. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So
And I thought Matt proofread it the other day, and it made one change, and I forgot to do it. So
so this is literally a world exclusive.
right. So are you ready?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, very cool.
BCPW 25. So we've got 17 walks all over the weekend. I mean, this is just I'll just go through it. We'll just scroll through it very gently. We'll talk about this more later, and it will be advertised on social media and various other outlets. So Friday the 11th. So all our walks are open to all ages. Under 18s must be accompanied by an adult. We need his binoculars. So we kick off. Neil Sumner's kicking off on Friday the 11th at the Backwarden, Danbury Common, for a bit of a early dawn chorus, which will be good. And then up in northeast Essex, Liz Huxley's leading a walk at the Naze. And then Matt and I are down south, south end, at Gunners Park. And then Liz is moving just slightly down the road to Holland Haven for the afternoon. And we're moving slightly further north to Wallasey Island. Do you want to do the next ones?
Yeah, well, we'll have or hopefully we'll have the regular evening shows with the people that have been leading walks during the day. So like a quick catch up every night. The next one, hang on a minute, let me just move my screen across because it's right behind my camera. Here we go. Right, so 5 o'clock on the Saturday, the 12th of April, there's going to be a dawn chorus at Radness with Mark Nowers. Then at 7:30, That will be down at Wat Tyler Country Park. Steve and I will be meeting the South Essex ringing group, and we've got another ringing session, and that's going to be good fun. Then on to Rainham Marshes at 9:30. Ben Rumsby is going to be leading a walk around Rainham. At 10 o'clock, Jerry Johnson, the Society Chair, is going to be leading a walk at EWT Hanningfield Reservoir. And then Steve and I are back at Abberton Reservoir in the afternoon at 1:30 for a 3 hour walk around Abberton Reservoir, show in the evening. Then on to Sunday.
So just going to quickly say that the bird ringing event is, you have to pre-book for that. All the other every walk on this poster, you can just turn up, no booking required except for the ringing event.
Yep.
And the details will be on there as well. So then Sunday, Neil Summers going down to Bowers Marsh, so just on the edge of Basildon, Pitsea area, for a 2.5 hour walk. And then Matt and I are at Fingeringham. We're doing 2 walks, and also we'll have the Essex Birdwatching Society stand with all your merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts. There'll be pin badges, all that stuff, which we'll talk about. And then we're doing 2 walks, 10:30 and 1:30.
Mm-hmm. And then on the Monday, there's going to be a sea watch. Liz and I are going to do a sea watch at Frinton at 7 o'clock in the morning for 2.5 hours. Simon Wood's going to be walking around Haybridge Pits at 9 o'clock. Sorry, this is right behind my camera. Apologies. And that's going to be a good walk. That's always good fun with Simon. 10:30, Steve and I are going to be at Tiptree Heath, and hopefully we'll get some good bits and bobs there. Might be some early nightingales there. You never know.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed. And then in the afternoon, we're finishing off the event at Cudmore Grove Country Park in Mersey, where Steve and I will have a walk around for a couple of hours there to see what we can find. As I say, catch up shows every night throughout the event. There'll be proper advertising on our website, social media, emails with all the details, including how you can book for the ringing demo as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's always good fun, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And we've got a few destinations there we've not done before. So,
yep.
And thanks to everyone that's offering to lead walks. It's very much appreciated, your time and effort. So, yes, not long now.
Definitely. And a big thanks to you for organising this, because Steve puts together the walks, he sorts out the timings and the locations, does all the poster and everything as well. So huge thanks. I know it takes a long time to do, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
There you go, world exclusive. And hopefully we'll get loads of. We normally have hundreds of people throughout the event, don't we?
We do. Literally. They're normally
good fun.
Very popular. Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to be a member to come to the BCBW 25. You can just turn up. It's open to anyone and everyone, as are a lot of our events. But if you want to become a member, not only will you be supporting wonderful projects like the Nightingale tagging project, but you will also get some goodies, won't you? So what do people get?
So for £16, I mean, come on, 16 quid. You can't. What can you
Are you
buy?
ready? Should we do this simultaneously?
16 quid now. I mean,
not much. You can't even get fish and chips for 16 quid now, can you? Really?
No. Times are changing, but better than fish and chips and better for you. Birds of.
So you get 2 journals. This comes out every 6 months, and it's packed full of stuff, pictures and articles and catch-ups and field trips and area reports and all sorts of things in there. Fantastic job done by Greg and everyone that contributes towards this. So it's always a good read. And then people also get
the Essex Bird Report.
Yes.
Which is like the Bible, the yearly Bible. So much information that Neil Sumner and his team, all your bird watching records. We spoke about had to send your records in last month, but all your records make up this. It's a massive tome.
Yes, it really is. And this publication obviously goes out to all the members. It's also stored at various, like British Library and various other organisations we share this with. It's quite regularly we get inquiries, we get people buying this, ecologists buying it, and developers buying it. So people that want to find out about birds in the county. So it's such an important volume, and yeah, really, great work that Neil and the entire team do. Tim's on board as county recorder now, and he's doing a fantastic job, taking up the reins from Mick Tracy, of course. So yeah, well done to everyone involved there, all the sub editors as well. It's a lot of work. It's a great publication.
Fixture card. You get an amazing fixture card with all our. Oh no, what's happened? My camera's a bit blurry. But anyway, doesn't matter. But it's all our events. All our
Yes.
events on there: field trips, coach trips, evening talks. All our contact details are on here as well. So yeah, fantastic.
It makes a really good bookmark, by the way.
Really,
Mm,
mine's always on my desk.
okay.
Always.
And you can buy things as well. If you want to advertise the fact that you're a society member and you're proud of it, you can have or buy caps,
Notebooks.
notebooks, badges, not badgers, badges,
Just shopping bags.
t-shirts,
Car
sweatshirts,
car stickers.
umbrellas, all sorts of stuff.
All sorts of stuff.
So that's all on our website as well. So we do this every month, but for anyone that's watching for the first time, there's lots of things that you can get involved with. And if you're not already a member, please have a look because for £16 for an adult and it's only £4 for a junior, it's really, really, really good value. And it's a great club to be a member of. The society is really, really good fun, lots of good people, and you'll really improve your bird knowledge as well. Right.
So just while I think about it, we asked people about what birds they've not seen this year so far,
Okay.
and I realised I've just missed off that Mo Jackson said she's not seen a tree creeper yet this year.
Okay. I've
I've
only
not
seen
seen.
I've seen
I've not
one.
seen. I've not seen. Yeah, I've not seen a common scoter in Essex this year,
No, me neither.
which is
Weird, isn't it? Yeah. I think red poll is my sort of biggest, probably my biggest miss so far, I think. But yeah, it's strange. The things. Oh no, siskin. I still haven't seen a siskin.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to.
Anywhere. I still haven't seen a siskin. So I'll go siskin hunting at some point. Right, okay, so we're going to go into a break shortly, but before we do that, we are going to have a mindful moment. And
Moment.
John Ward, our really good friend,
Yeah.
every month he manages to do this. And I actually contacted him a couple of days ago and said, look, I know it's short notice, but just a reminder, and if you haven't got anything, don't worry. It does take a long time for him to do, and he's a busy man. But he sent something in, which is
Ah.
always superb. And I can't find it. Hang on a minute. Where have I put it? Do you want to talk amongst yourselves for a second?
Let's check feedback. No, well, nothing in so far. So we're
Oh,
all.
I think I know where it might be. Hang on a second, because I had a bit of a mess up beforehand, didn't I? Here we go. It's in my. Here it is. I found it. It's in my mess up folder. Hang on.
Famous mess up folder.
Yes, right. Can you see what's that? Can you see a screen with a beach and a sunset or sunrise?
I can.
Okay.
I almost recognise that.
Oh, actually, yeah, I do. Yes. Right. I'm going to mute my audio and camera, and let's just enjoy 2.5 minutes of mindful moment. Right.
See you in a bit.
In a minute. Yeah, love it.
Superb, superb.
Yeah, that was really good. I think you've. Oh no, you're okay. You you froze a bit, but you're back.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, okay, sorry about that.
Ah,
Do you know what? John should, if you're watching this, John, create your own YouTube channel. You get
mm,
millions of followers with that.
it's just it's a simultaneous thing. You're watching birds. A lot of it's slow motion, which is wonderful. The music is so relaxing. It really is. You can just sit there and just like, oh, this is lovely.
Just watching the sandling, and then it was just like, and the white, yeah, and the, oh, yeah.
The pied wagtail on the wall, just watching that pied wag, just feeding.
Eyes, I know.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Really,
Oh,
really good. And the hawfinch.
yeah, that was
Ah,
cool.
cracking. I don't know. I don't know if that's the one that. Well, actually, we're not going to tell people where there's been a hawfinch. We're going to find out later on.
Might find out later.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Shall we have a break? Thanks,
I think,
John.
I think, I
Brilliant.
think,
That was really
um,
good. Right. Okay. Hold on. Back to normal. So desktop. This is going to be from this once again, as I say every month, from the sublime to the quite not quite so sublime. Um, which one do you reckon we got this month?
I have no idea. I,
Okay.
it's like, it's like Russian roulette for
Did you
boys.
enjoy last month's one?
I loved it, mate.
Right. Are you ready?
I'm with bated breath.
There you go.
Oh, thank God for
Good old
that.
ducking out. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Okay, see you all in a bit.
In a bit. Hello.
I'm back. Sorry, I slipped, the mouse slipped. So,
Cool. Okay. Suitably refreshed. Right. Anything on the feedback before we reveal the winner of the photographic competition?
I know. Yep. So Michael Goodchild saw his first red pole in Kelvedon a few weeks ago, which was really
Cool.
good.
Good.
Jonathan Norgate, he still hasn't seen Cataliga or Peregrine within his 10K radius.
Okay.
He's up to 136 now, which is pretty amazing.
That's
Um,
really good.
despite having flu and gone to Ghana.
Despite what? Sorry.
Despite having flu and a trip to Ghana.
Oh God. I had no idea what you said. I thought you said you went to gala, like the gala bingo.
But he might have done as well. Oh my word.
Oh goodness gracious! Right.
Uh, and then both Dave Gotts, Jonathan Norgate, and Annette Adams both said amazing videos to John. So
Yeah.
which yeah, just
Yeah. Really good. Really good.
superb. And then that's it then.
Cool. Okay. Right. So we're going to do some honourable mentions first of all. We're going to prolong the agony a little bit further, or prolong the excitement a little bit further, should I say? Sorry.
Do you know what, mate?
Go
Annette
on.
just said to me, she said, thought it was going to be a short show tonight. She said, I reckon it's going to be 2 hours again.
Uh, no, we'll be under 2 hours.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, honourable mentions, first of all. These are entries that didn't necessarily make it that far into the competition, but just ones that we picked out because we thought they were fun or good or just worth having another look at. So, this one was Starling, and this was taken by Karen Mercer. And I like this one because it's almost like a black and white photo, isn't it? It's
It
really
is.
really
Yeah.
striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stunning. Again, doesn't have to be something unusual, just
Like,
a different, this sort of monochrome effect.
and
Really
that on
nice.
that on your wall in a frame, that would look really nice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree completely. Yeah, well done, Karen.
This was a pair of Egyptian geese that was sent in by Michael Pountney, and I like this one because on his email he told me what they. I'm not going to go into graphic detail, but he told me what they've been doing just before he took this photograph, and the male is on the left and the female is on the right. And I just love that picture because he's very much look at me. I'm a clever chap, so yes, good fun there.
It's nice.
This one was from Jan Lewis, and this was unusual, wasn't it? This caught quite a few of our attentions, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lovely shot that was. It's just nice
Yeah,
to see again behaviour or that sort of theme going on.
yeah. I think we've got a mixture of looks like blackheads and common gull there.
Yep.
And obviously they've all been spooked by a fox, apart from a couple of brave ones that are still on the ground.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice. Well done, Jan.
I like that, Jan. Thank you. And this was good. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, well, I think with quite a few of us like this one. It was yeah, this well obviously presumably this oyster catcher's just minding his own business and then this juvenile herring or is it Lesser Blackback?
I
Okay,
think
yeah.
it might be lesser blackback. I think, yeah,
Okay, comes in, obviously wants to wants that spot. And that's just again, it's behaviour, just
yeah,
nice compositions, great.
yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Really good. And that was Andy Brown sent that one in. So thanks, Andy. That's a great shot. And then I like this one. This was from
Me
Robert
too.
Kitchen.
Me too.
And I like this. I mean, the bird's obviously lovely, but of course, what makes this is the tennis ball
James Ball. Yep. Yep.
because you kind of realise just how small a sanderling is.
Yep.
You
I mean,
know.
normally, if you took up that picture, you'd go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to crop that,"
Yep,
but the tennis ball makes it.
it really does. And I just love it. I mean, sanderlings are just not much bigger than a tennis ball all round. To be fair, if you take into account the feathers are fluffed up, the body is actually smaller than a tennis ball. It's mad. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can
Oh,
dazzle that facts to your friends.
exactly. Um, this one was good. Good fun. An
Yep.
action shot.
Yeah.
I presume these guys are having a scrap, aren't
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
they? Yes. Yeah.
That looks rather painful. That does in the shoulder there. Cool.
Does a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh,
And obviously a
Christ.
very high shutter speed that was taken. That was Neil Woodford. So enjoyed that one. Thanks, Neil. And then the last one.
Oh, that's how to take a picture of a woodcock, not just a couple of eyes and or an eye and a bit of a beak.
Oh my goodness. That's another photo from Andy Brown. Thank you. And I'm assuming that's in his sort of car headlights. I would imagine it's just. Do they freeze? I don't know. I've never seen a woodcock
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
yeah, he's probably just
Just,
got the opportunity there and just boom
yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Love that. I
Cracking.
really like that. Really nice. So Good. Right. Okay. So those are honourable mentions. So and thanks once again. Seriously, thank you to everybody who sent in pictures and to everyone who voted. Let's do the results.
Da,
So
da,
here we go.
da.
In a minute. Hang on a minute. Where are we?
I'm gonna do
Right.
a drum roll with my pencil.
So we've got owl, 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 and long-eared, long-tailed tit. Um, so in
Ooh.
fourth place, and the voting was pretty close actually, but in fourth place we have from Praveen Kumar this tawny owl.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, I love that. It's pin sharp. It's in a hole and through. What gets it for me though is the expression of the bird.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing taking a picture of me?
Yeah, if you don't leave me alone, I'll have you. It's a great pic.
Probably
I
would.
love that. So thanks very much for Praveen. Congratulations on fourth place, and also congratulations on third place as well
Oh wow.
with this
Okay.
amazing shot of a short-eared owl in flight. That's lovely.
Wow.
Mm.
Because when we judge these, we don't know whose pictures they are. So
No,
wow.
and genuinely, I don't even know because I do it so quickly, and then once I've sorted them, I don't look at the names anymore. I just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
So I've got no idea until it comes to the putting this together, who's taken what. So third place, short-eared owl by Praveen Kumar as well. So congratulations, Praveen. So that means
Oh,
we've got barn owl and long-tailed tit. Which do you think has won?
don't know. I like both. I mean,
Okay, here
I
we
will
go.
say I voted for one of those. So
Okay, okay. So in second place, we have
oh, nice.
long-tailed tit, and this was by Roger Hance. Um, and I think it's a cracking shot because they don't fly particularly slowly, do they?
I mean, like you say, even following them with binoculars is bad enough, but
Mm.
to get a shot mid wings open,
Oh,
tail spread, cracking.
you you couldn't really draw that much more perfectly, could you? That's absolutely superb.
Well, that is
Which of
amazing.
course means in first place we've got this rather lovely photograph of a barn owl, which was taken by Thomas Meller.
I love that. I love. Do you know what I like about that? It's just the
Oh,
colours, just like
yeah,
really pop. The
yeah.
golds and that background as well. It's almost like taking on a misty, depth of field. Oh, you're brilliant.
I mean the branches and twigs in the back. This looks like it's got a kind of got an ethereal look to it, hasn't it? It's really
That's it. Yeah,
almost a bit spooky, you know.
yeah. It looks sort of
Yeah,
misty. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. No, I love that. Well
Really
done,
like that.
Thomas. Cracking.
So cracking shot. We'll be in touch, Thomas, and we'll work out getting your prize to you and so on and so forth. And thanks again to everyone who entered. The spring competition is now open. So the details, I think I've put them on the website, but if not, they'll be there in the next couple of days, and it runs for another sort of 2.5 months or so as usual. So yes, get your cameras clicking, but please, as always, make
Yep.
sure you respect the birds and don't disturb them, don't flush them. Use your lens, not your legs, on this occasion.
Well said, young man. Well said.
Good stuff. Right, what's next?
What we've been up to?
Go for it. Do you want to go first?
Might as well, because the night is but young. So I've got a few pictures. Well,
Yep.
actually, more than a few. Let me just do share. Hopefully, you can see that. Hope you
I
can see
can
that.
see something. Yeah, I can see a blank screen at the moment. Hold on. Oh, hey, there you go.
There you go. So
Lovely.
this seems like ages ago, but back early in the month, I did a private trip up to Snettisham on the sort of northwest Norfolk coast, and although it was an amazingly big high tide, the couple that I took out for the day had some amazing views of the waders, and the light was just beautiful, doing all the swirling and murmurations. So this is
Gorgeous.
this is one. This is a lot of bar-tailed godwits all roosting at just before high tide.
Excellent.
So nice. But if you've never been to Snettisham, well worth a visit. The RSPB this do certain days every year where the high tide forces all the birds to fly around. So well worth a visit. And then just another shot of all the godwits, and I think there was a peregrine going through this lot somewhere.
Okay.
Disturb that. So that's Norfolk. We like a tennis ball sized sandling. I'm never going to look at a sandling now. without thinking of a tennis ball.
Tennis ball, yeah.
So this was taken at Mersey. I did a day trip to Mersey earlier in the month. Nice views of sandling at high tide, and this beauty,
Oh,
purple
lovely,
sandpiper,
lovely,
that's
lovely.
been hanging around. Not an easy bird to see in Essex, but certainly Mersey, Holland Haven, Southend area, pretty good for these.
Hmm.
Um, I headed west to see this little beauty. I'm
Nice.
not sure. A lot of people have mixed feelings about ring-necked parakeets. I mean, I quite like them, but that's because we haven't got them in Colchester.
Yeah, I think they're a bit controversial, aren't they? But they're certainly colourful and interesting birds. Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, headed off to see this. Then I had a bit more close to home. I had a wander around
Oh,
Colchester Hythe.
nice.
I'm determined to find a jacksnipe with the thermal camera. My success rate is 0 at the moment, but it's quite good for common snipe.
You could have just used Photoshop and shrunk one of those a little bit, and you'd have
Yeah,
fooled
I
us all.
should have done, to be honest. So yeah, loads of snipe, and then just by using a little bit of fieldcraft, you can
Nice.
get quite close to some of the birds. So this is a snipe thinking that it can't be seen.
Okay.
But the
Nice.
camouflage on these birds is just amazing.
Hmm.
So this is snipe, and then as I was wandering back, there
Oh,
was
lovely.
there
Well
was this
done.
water rail was just wandering around.
Was
It was
this at
quite
the
nice.
Hive as well?
The hide, yeah, and
Lovely.
I was taking some pictures of it, and this couple were coming towards me, and I'm thinking, oh no, they're going to flush it. And this
Yeah.
water rail this couple were talking to me about birds, and the water rail was just wandering around in front of us.
Wow.
So,
That's fantastic.
so that was nice. Again, I've been busy lots of day trips this month, so this is
Oh, I
Tolston
love this. I love this shot.
Cruising.
There's four species of wader there, isn't there?
Yeah, it was just like opportunistic. Just took a shot, and yeah, so we got turnstone and ring plovers, and then
Yep.
top left, dunlin and sandling.
Lovely.
So a nice little comparison shot there. And
That's
then
really nice. I like that.
as I was wandering around, saw a couple
Oh,
of
hang
stone
on.
chats. There's a really rubbish,
Oh, oh,
there's a really rubbish photograph of a Dartford warbler.
lovely.
Um, so hopefully this will, this means I haven't got to do a description, Tim. Thank you. Which is good. Hopefully that's enough to get that accepted. So yeah, Dartford warbler was really good. And then we saw up to 3 barn owls. In fact,
Nice.
we had 3 birds flying around together, which was really good, including this one.
Fantastic.
And
Well
then
done.
where did I go after that? Then this is
Oh,
slightly further afield. This is up in Suffolk. Again,
hmm.
one of my guided day trips. This
Yep.
is at North Warren. Um, this bird hadn't been seen for about 2.5 weeks, and literally, I said to everyone, "There's been a ring-necked ducky a few weeks ago, and put my bins up, and there it was." As we know,
Well
happens.
done. Well done.
So that and lots of nice white-fronted geese.
Lovely.
About 250 of these.
That
Um,
one, oh, sorry, go on, go back. Just the third one in from the left is really nicely marked, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
very
they
nice.
do vary quite a bit in their markings, but like you say,
Mm,
that's a real bold bellied one.
mm.
And then we headed up to Minsmere afterwards and had probably my
Oh,
best views of water pipit.
that's a cracking shot.
This just flew in right next to the hide, so close. It was about 12 feet away. It
Oh, well done. That's lovely.
was nice. And then we, this is actually at Minsmere. This is we had 5 woodlarks,
Okay,
literally
cool.
just next to Island Merehide.
Yeah, nice,
Just on
nice,
the
really
field.
nice.
It was nice.
That's good. That's good. I've never seen woodlark there, I don't think.
No, nor have I.
Hmm, that's
Literally,
interesting.
just saw 5 birds flick up, and I thought they look like woodlarks. And then we pinned them down and got the scope on them, and a bit of a
Can you just
rubbish record.
can you just go back one to the water pipit? That's such a good shot. That's almost as good as Mark Nauer's shot that he shared on our WhatsApp group.
That is, that is,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is.
Close
And he,
second. I noticed in the chat he couldn't believe he didn't win the photo competition, but
I know,
yeah, I think it might have just been in Suffolk, so we couldn't enter it, unfortunately.
exactly. Otherwise, it would have been a surefire winner.
Definitely, yeah.
And then last week, was it last week? Yeah, I think it was last week. I went to Bradwell,
Hmm.
another day trip, and found this lovely pale bellied brent goose.
Excellent.
Well, actually, two. We found 2, which was really nice.
Well done.
And then this
Oh,
week. had a couple of days. The sister-in-law came to visit, so Annette and I and Suzanne went up to where did we go? Minsmere.
Nice.
So lovely marsh harrier, and we also had this.
Oh, very nice.
Very
Lovely.
nice. This flew in and started booming.
You're joking, really?
No, it just did a couple of low booms. Wasn't
Wow.
really full Monty, but it was really nice.
Lovely, lovely.
And then this is at Abberton, I think, on Tuesday this week. So a
Oh,
nice close buzzard.
that's a gorgeous shot, that is.
And then
Hey.
down to can't finish. Got to finish on a mid goal. They're still up to 17 mid goals down at Copthall.
Right, okay, that's good. Yep, yep,
Um,
nice.
and then no, I hadn't finished. I thought I'd
Oh,
finished. And then I was working in the Brecks on Wednesday. So if anyone's
okay,
coming up to the Brecks on our field
yep,
trip, hopefully we'll see these woodlarks.
lovely.
The weather on Wednesday was atrocious.
But you still manage woodlark. That's good.
We still managed woodlark. We saw two goshawks. We saw the most awful view of a hawfinch ever in the world. But you get the gist.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
Um,
mean, the weather can be bad, but the birds are still going to be there. You know, they can't go anywhere, can they? Really?
no,
So
absolutely. And we saw bramblings and yellowhammers and siskins and yeah, loads of
superb,
stuff.
superb.
But
Right,
you
I'm going
know,
to rattle through a few very, very quick pictures as well because I know time is ticking, and we did say it was going to be a bit shorter tonight. So I want to try and get under the 2 hour mark if we can. We've got half an hour to do that. Mhm. So my month started.
oh, nice.
I went abroad. I went to Suffolk.
Oh,
This is one of the. I think there was four that I saw on the day there. This was
oh,
Tina and I went to the church in Holbrook, and it was a lovely, lovely sunny day and got some nice views of Hawfinch. Although they kept on disappearing, but this one sat up quite nicely for a few moments. That was good to see.
it's a beauty.
Abberton Reservoir. This I think was on the 6th. Got the pair of Smew off of the Lower Breton Causeway, and they were just up and down constantly. They're really, really active, but nice to see the males. First male I've seen for probably 2 or 3 years, I think. That's really
Yeah, not
nice.
as common as they used to be.
Definitely not. And then across to Alresford and got some gorgeous views of some of the sort of farmlandy birds and really lovely views of brambling. There were good numbers of brambling there, including this gorgeous male that just sat there looking at me.
That white rum. Oh,
I know, I know. Yeah, I mean, it's a really obviously in flight you normally see it, but he's just exposing it beautifully. So I thought I've got to take a picture. Um, nice views of Chaffinch as well, same place. Reed bunting,
oh, it's lovely.
redwing. I'm wondering if this redwing's an Icelandic subspecies. I'm not an expert at all on well, I'm not an
Well
expert
marked.
on anything, but
Well
it,
marked.
it is, and it's quite dark, isn't it, around
Mm,
here? And the
mm.
belly streaks look quite thick as well, so it could be an Icelandic one possibly. Yellowhammer, quite a few yellowhammer there as well. And then I tried to be a bit arty. It didn't quite work because the bird wasn't quite turning sideways, but
Good.
blurry sort of snowdrops and stuff with a
Snowdrops.
song thrush. Yeah, song
Yeah.
thrush.
No, I like that. That's good.
And then I've been going through my pictures recently. I realised I haven't got any decent pictures of. Well, I haven't got any decent pictures, but
No, you
I haven't,
have. You have.
haven't got any decent pictures of blackbird. So I just got one picture. There's some common birds that I haven't got nice pictures of, so I want to try and rectify that over the next few months if I can. And then on the same day, I was when I walked down to the creek, and this black-tailed goblet was just feeding very, very close to where I parked. So just took its picture as well. Just I like a blackwit; they're lovely, aren't they?
And we've had some very nice still days recently, so the water's lovely and calm there.
Exactly, yeah. Slavonian grebes, the two that are still at Abberton, they were doing a bit of courtship
Mm.
dancing, which I've never seen Slavs do that before. So that was quite interesting. And then I looked up towards the centre and noticed a raptor, and I thought, oh, that looks a bit different. Got the bins up, and it was a ringtail hen harrier
That's
flying
good.
away, which was nice, being pursued by a crow. Yeah, that is a crow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not big enough to be a raven, no. Um, and then went on to the reserve and managed to get views of a first winter uh, Caspian gull.
Nice. There's been good numbers at Abberton, hasn't there?
Definitely, and there was a second winter one there as well, which was nice. So managed to get a few people onto both those birds, which was good.
Oh,
But one of the highlights of the month for me was at Ardley Reservoir. I had this grey wagtail just drop in next to the
oh,
road. I stood there watching, and it came in really close. and there were two of them. They were chasing each other around.
Oh man.
They were calling, getting so close. I mean, at one point, I shoot with a 500 mm lens, and that's the furthest out I could get from where I was standing. I didn't want to start moving around because I didn't want to scare them off. It was ridiculously close. Um, and then one of them started singing, and I've not heard grey
Oh,
wagtails sing like that before. So it's fantastic. So yeah, really
oh,
enjoyed
well,
that.
well done.
Yeah,
That's superb.
that was good fun. And then on my web's count at Cataway, I had a couple of ravens flying over, which was nice.
Nice. They're very vocal at the moment.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
I've had an interesting couple of days at Ardley. So I turned up the next bird I actually found first, but then the second day I went, this bird was here. And I think this looks like a grey lag swan goose cross, I think.
Yeah,
Would
I
you
would
agree?
say so. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and this is, I mean, it's still there at the moment. It's quite vocal. I mean, it's obviously escaped or been released from somewhere. But it was hanging around with this chap when I've never actually seen one of these before. So to
Hey,
start with, sorry.
do you know, many years ago, there used to be one at Abberton, like
Yeah.
at the old centre in the pond called Fred.
Okay.
Which could
Well,
be
this
like grandson of Fred.
it could be. I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, it's a Muscovy duck. But to start with, this is going to make you laugh. I haven't told you this yet. I only had my binoculars, and it was right up the other end of the reservoir. And I put my bins up, and I was late for work, and I thought I'll just have a quick scan. Coot, 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 coot. And I thought, blimey, that moorhen's big because it was facing towards me, and all I could see in the
Yeah.
distance was like red with a tip. And I thought, that's not a moorhen. That's really big. What is that? And then it turned sideways, and it looked, for all the world, it looked like a cormorant with a red head.
That would
So
get you going, wouldn't it? It would.
it was massive, yeah. And then it took probably about 10 seconds or so. And I thought, hang on a minute, I think that's a Muscovy duck. And I've never seen one before. So I looked it up on my phone because I thought it just looks like it. Yeah, so there you go. No idea where that came from. And it's still there, still dotted around. And then Abberton
Oh,
Reservoir, Slavonian grebe, lovely close views the other day. I
that
love
red
their eye,
one.
gorgeous. Yeah. And then
Oh,
yeah, this
oh,
golden eye was right in front of me, and the sun was shining. And look at the colours.
oh, the colours are amazing. Like you say, sometimes it looks black, sometimes it looks
Yeah,
green.
green,
Oh,
purple, all sorts of things going on there. Um,
beautiful.
and then obviously this black-headed guy just made me laugh because he can't decide whether to molt properly or not yet. So.
That's how my hair is, mate.
And then I managed to get just a sort of distant recordy shot of the ring-necked duck in with a load of pochard and tufties, which was
Nice.
nice.
That's nice. I like that as well.
And then very finally, yesterday this was at Ardley, had a pair of great crested grebes, and they were doing a lot of courtship. And then I waited and waited and waited, and they finally did the old
Oh, well done.
up on their tails with a bit of weed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, pleased with that. So yeah, very nice. Although there's a funny story with that. They did it to start with, and but the camera was in the car. So I was like, oh no. I had Tina with me. And I said, do you mind if we wait? Because I think they might do it again. So we waited another 25 minutes, half an hour. They did it. I put my camera up to take some pictures. The battery ran out after 3 shots.
Schoolboy era.
Literally went click, click. Oh, okay. Right. Anyway, that's that. So that's all good stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Should we do some viewers picks?
Yep, go for it.
Lovely. So we've got, hold on. First of all, I'm just going to quickly share this one because it's just dropped in on email. This is from Liz Huxley. And here we go. So we've got pale-bellied Brent goose, which is very
Oh,
nice.
nice.
I'm assuming this is going to be at the Naze somewhere, I would have thought.
Oh, yeah, Walton Channel. Yeah, there's been
Yeah.
a few birds up
Oh,
at
there you go.
Walton,
Bolton
haven't there?
Channel. Yeah. 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 So it's really nice. So thanks for that, Liz. Really good. And then I'll just queue up the other ones as well. So let's just get them quickly because they're in a folder. Hold on. There's not that many, so
Birdwatching.
we'll buzz through these quickly. We've got the first one was sent in by Charles Saunders, and this was taken at Fingering Howick, and it's a very nice shot of a curlew.
Oh, nice,
Lovely.
nice, nice.
Thank you
Lovely
very
low
much
light
indeed.
there.
Then we've got some photos from Graham Me, long-tailed tit taken at Gunners Park.
I was so hoping Graham was going to enter his turnstones in the photographic competition.
I know. I
Come on,
know.
Graham. What was wrong with you, man?
That was such a good picture. It really was. So yeah, long tail tit at Gunners Park. Got sandling and what else? Turnstone there as well. That's at
Yeah,
Westcliff Seafront. Very
beautiful.
nice, thank you. And then another turnstone at Gunners Park with a load of water just splashing up. So yes,
Graham's got those water shots sussed, hasn't he?
definitely, 100%.
I love
Although the
that.
one last night, that last month's one was so good.
It's good as
Then we've got
well.
from Richard Chew, we've got Two Tree Island. So lots and lots of knot, and there's dunlin in there as well. There's lapwings, there's redshank. Yeah, so lots of stuff in there. Thank you, Richard. Got a couple of widgeon. I think these were also at Two Tree Island. So a pair of widgeon, male and female.
Oh,
Rather nice kestrel. Very smart kestrel, that one. And again, that's Two Tree Island.
lovely. Colours.
Lovely. Very nice. A female bird, I think, that one. Then we've got
Oh,
Great Crested Grebe and Mallard. These were taken at Gloucester Park in Basildon. So this is the grebe. Look at that reflection and the
I was
colours.
looking, I was looking for the mallard then. I was thinking, well, I can't see that.
That's coming next. I spoiled the next one, sorry. But that's a gorgeous shot with the reflection and all the
Oh,
colours, isn't it?
I mean, the bird's just pin sharp.
Mm.
Reflect, even the reflections pin sharp.
It's like an oil painting, really, isn't it? It's really nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And then quite a similar shot with the mallard, to be fair.
Yeah,
Gorgeous. Yeah,
colour.
really gorgeous. The light as well. I love the light, the way that the light's just captured the eye, but some of it's in darkness. Oh, it's really nice. I like that. Yeah, very
That's
good.
beautiful.
Then we've also got these are all from Richard Chew. So Shoeburyness Beach, sandling. Seems to be a lot of sandling shots this month. It's a good month to see them, isn't it? Sort of January, February.
Yeah, absolutely.
Common redshank, very nice. And lots and lots and lots of oyster catchers with a few red shanks in there as well, by the looks of it.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep. No,
lovely, lovely.
Richard.
And then at Worley Place, he's got nuthatch in some holly. And
That's lovely.
a really nice shot of a coal tip. I like that.
Yeah, Worley's a really good place to get pictures of the small birds.
Very good. And then finally from Richard at Alresford, brambling. Nice male brambling there. And a yellowhammer as well. Lovely male yellowhammer to finish
Beautiful.
with. And that's it from everyone. I don't think I've missed anything, which is good. So thank you all for sending those in. It's always nice to see a few pictures. Right, how are we doing for time? We're getting there. Okay.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Have we got anything on the feedback quickly, Steve?
Yeah, Mark said he can't believe his water pipit photo didn't win.
Yep, yep.
And Tim Hayward said, I'm okay. Dartford Warbler's no longer on the Essex rarities list.
Oh,
So
that's all right then.
I don't have to do a description.
Good stuff. Right, shall we do our quick sightings roundup?
Yep, can do.
Things north and south that have been seen.
So I'll kick off in the south. Just very brief tonight.
Yep.
So Thundersley, there's been one lucky observer had a hawfinch in his garden last week.
Very nice.
Really, really good garden bird. And then in the sort of south end area down at Fleet Head, which is near Foulness, there's been a couple of black brants and spoonbill.
Okay.
Bowers Marsh set up to 21 white-fronted geese. Carrying on from Two Tree Island, which we saw a minute ago, water pipit been there as well, which is good.
Cool.
And then on the water pipit theme, Vange Marsh has had a couple of water pipits. Canvey Point has had long-tailed duck and redneck grebe this month. And then West Canvey, a short distance away, has had water pipit. So
Nice.
quite a few water pipits around at the moment. A hen harrier was seen at Tyler Country Park earlier in the month. She's
Nice.
a good bird for there. And at Wallasey Island, bit of a run of the mill, really. A couple of hen harriers, short-eared owls, 9 white-fronted geese. But also they had the first island record of bearded tit
Oh, that's good.
earlier in the month, which was really good. And what else have we got? Blue House Farm, and 7 white-fronted geese, water pipit there as well, and ruddy shelduck,
Nice. Yeah.
which I know a few people, including Nick Warner, went to see.
Cool.
Lee Valley has had smew, bittern, and green-winged teal, nice straight green-winged teal for a couple of days earlier in the month. Great Braxted had 2 hawfinch. Hanningfield's had 2 blackneck grebes and hawfinch there as well.
Mhm.
And we finish up with Bradwell, had black brant, two pale belly Brents, and a hen harrier.
Lovely. Well done.
So that's
There's got to be a way we can do this like football scores. That would be so funny, wouldn't it?
Lead Head,
Blue
two
House
black
Farm,
Brents.
Bearded Tid 2, Brent Goose nil.
Okay, we'll work on that for next month.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Right, anyway, I'll rattle through. Very quickly, north of the county, Abberton through the month has had canvasback, two Slavonian grebes, 16 blackneck grebes, seven white-fronted geese, eight scaup, a lesser scaup, a ringneck duck, three smew, black-throated diver, 13 Caspian gulls, a Buick swan, two red-crested pochard, two spoonbill, a great northern diver, a hen harrier, and a water pipit. Coptal has still got the great grey shrike, I think. I think it's still there.
Yeah, I think so.
It has been. Black Brant has been there, pale-bellied Brent, short-eared owl, and hen harrier. The Naze has had snow bunting, great northern diver, short-eared owl, pale-bellied Brent goose, fulmar, merlin, four purple sandpipers, two firecrests, and a raven. Mersey Island has had blackneck grebe, Slavonian grebe, black red star, and spotted redshank. Radness has had hawfinch and cattle egret. Holland Haven has had three purple sandpipers, 23 white-fronted geese, red-throated divers, gannets, and scoter, common scoter. Tollsbury has had redneck grebe, four Slavonian grebes. Fingering Ho Wick has had hen harrier and spoonbill. The Stour has had a couple of ravens and water pipit. And Frinton has had kittiwake, gannet, and red-throated divers. So just a quick summary of some of the things that have been seen. I think I might have said spotted redshank was on Mersey. I've got a funny feeling that was actually at the Naze. Apologies. But yes, just a quick roundup. Basically, lots of good birds around throughout the whole county. The best way that you can find out what's around the county, or one of the best ways, is to look on our website. So we've got a reports page on there, and there's all the latest sightings from around the county. So please check out ebws.org.uk. Right, very quickly, while you were talking, I've just linked up a few web pages. We're going to rattle through them super quick. The first one is this one. This dropped into my email inbox, but also Richard Chew kindly forwarded it as well. And the Essex Wildlife Trust are doing a house sparrow project, which I think you've got to sign up for it today. I've got a funny feeling. So you haven't got much time. Apologies if you don't already know about this, but go on to EWT, look for the house sparrow project, click to sign up. It takes a few seconds to sign up, and you just put your details in here and sign up now. And then I got an email back saying they'll contact me in due course. And basically, I think they'll just give you more information about how you can conduct the survey. And I think you can probably just do it in your garden. And they just want to know whereabouts house sparrows are and in what numbers. The second one that Richard sent me was this one, which I must admit I haven't had time to properly look at, but it's to do with trying to get rid of lead, basically lead ammunition, and the fact that it obviously enters the water, enters into the ecosystem, and it's not good for anyone or anything. So if you're interested in adding your name to this campaign, it's a WWT supported campaign. As you can see, the RSPB, Wild Justice, and various other organisations are behind it as well. So please look that up. WWT, help make lead history. Have a read, and if you want to add your name to that, you can do so. So thanks for that, Richard. And then a couple more very quickly. Suffolk, again, foreign lands on the Deben Estuary. Martlesham Wilds, 116 hectares of land is being rewilded by Suffolk Wildlife Trust. So I guess that might end up being a new reserve that people can visit. I don't know yet.
I think I saw that on the news about last year when they launched it. It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, this has dropped in, obviously, this is 4th of February. So they're getting there now, so it's going to happen. So that could be something that once it's done and up and running, could be a place that we can all go and have a look at. It's only just up the road, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And the final web page, really quickly, I like this. This is Chelmsford Prison. And the inmates at Chelmsford Prison are making nest boxes. And they actually look really rather nice. I like them. Yeah, and you can buy them. It says the wooden boxes have been sold at country parks across Essex after being built during workshops at HMP Chelmsford. So hopefully, if you see any of these around, yeah, have a look at them and put one up in your garden because now is the time to get your nest box up. Definitely, if you haven't done so
Shush,
already.
shush.
Right, and while we're doing this, shall I carry on? Because the next thing was just reminding people about our social media. I've got them all loaded up. So shall
No,
I
go
go
for it.
through?
No,
Yeah.
go for it, mate.
Do you
Yep,
want to
good.
do this? If I click on them, Steve, because you're
You click
pretty
on
much
it
behind
and
all this, aren't you?
yep. So we've got a new. This is Blue Sky. So if anyone's new to Blue Sky, um, follow us at Essex Bird News. You can follow feeds with Blue Sky, which is really good. So if you search for the feed Essex Birding, tells you here that Matt's doing it. There's your feed pinned at the top, and then literally everything you look through is to do with Essex Birding. It's fantastic.
Oh, like these pictures. These ones look really good.
Oh, that's from. Oh, that's mine. Was me. I was just thinking. So I recognise that. I've got a buzzer picture like that.
So yeah, that's Blue Sky. So please follow us on Blue Sky, and yeah, hashtag Essex Birding or Birds, and you'll get to see the streams. It's nice and easy, isn't it? Really, really good.
Lovely. Yeah, very nice. Nice
If you want to
platform.
follow us, it's at essexbirdnews.bsky.social.
Yeah.
Next one is going to be this one, which I think people are
And
hopefully familiar with.
we're still on Twitter.
Yep,
So we've got two Twitter pages. We've got Essex Bird News,
yep.
which is there's some pictures. There's some nice pictures there that you've just sent me.
I just saw that. That's hilarious.
Oh, come
And
on.
then the other one is
And
at
then
ebwstalks tweets.
yeah, which advertises all our events and other bits and bobs.
Yep,
Photographic competition is on that, and then
yep.
also we have a Facebook page as well,
We do.
which now has got the nice new
Oh,
banner.
excellent. Very good.
Birdwatch, but yes, we're Essex Birdwatching Society on Facebook.
Lovely. And that's EBWS info if you want to follow us on there as well.
Yep.
And that is that. And I think,
I think
other
we're
than
almost.
feedback, we've got any feedback?
No, I've got no feedback at all. I'm just going to
Good.
just do it.
Excellent. Well, not good. I don't mean that we don't like the feedback. What I mean is good. We've got 13 minutes left, and the video for the photo competition is about 6 minutes long. So,
Fantastic. So just quick couple of reminders. Come along
yeah,
next Friday night to my talk, please. Because
I
otherwise
will be there.
I'll just be talking to Matt, and that's like tonight. So
Steve doesn't want to talk to me. He wants to talk to you lot. So,
exactly, I'd rather talk to everyone else.
oh, we missed something. We did miss something, but go on, carry on. Do the reminders.
Oh, now, yeah, a bit of paper. Good, well remembered. Yeah, so
Thank you.
we've got the talk next Friday night on the 7th. Brex trip on the 9th. If you fancy coming, you can self-drive or join our waiting list. And I said it earlier, if you can't make it and you are on the trip, please let Jerry know as soon as possible. And we've got the under 21 Gull and ID workshop at Hanningfield Reservoir on the 23rd of March.
Yes, definitely. Looking forward to that. We missed Ebbs Bay, didn't we? So,
Ebbs Bay.
while I'm getting it out, do you want to introduce this item, Steve? Because you know this item fairly well, don't you?
I do know it rather well, but Matt's got it. So for sale, we've got a lovely pair of 8x32 Swarovski ELs with a nice little flash little rain cover. These have just been completely re-armored. So they're brand new re-armoring from Swarovski. And they are for sale.
They are.
They've
Yes.
got lens caps on them and
And can I? Yeah, you can't hit me through the internet, can you?
no, well,
Because I was using these yesterday. I thought I just want to try them out because they're smaller and more compact than my ones. They're lovely.
they're a
They're
very good pair of
really,
binoculars.
really nice.
I've seen some
Yeah,
very good birds with those, and they
I
are
bet
for
you have.
sale.
Yes.
If
So how much do you
anyone's
want for these,
interested,
Steve?
I'd like a bargain price, £800, which is just yeah. I mean, I don't know what they are new. I mean,
Yep.
but they're in good. So they've been completely re-armored.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, to be fair, in all seriousness, the condition is excellent. I can't see any marks on the lenses at all. Nothing that I can notice whatsoever. Focusing is spot on. Diopter works perfectly. The cover works perfectly. It's really useful and it protects your binoculars from crumbs and sandwich and anything like that. It's got
and
the Feel Pro strap. So this is the one where you can adjust the length of the strap while you're wearing it. You just click this round, pull or pull, depending on whether you want to make it longer or shorter. Works superbly. The strap is really comfortable, and it's got the objective lens covers as well. Yeah, the only thing I could see on it, obviously, because you've been using it as happens with all Swarovskis, there's just a little bit of wear to the paint on the bridge. There's nothing you can do about that. Mine get like it as well. But everything else is absolutely tip-top condition, and they are definitely worth the money. They're superb. So yeah, anyone's interested, well, what's the best way to get in touch? Me, you? How do you want to do it?
Should we do it with the EBS info
Yeah.
dot ebws at Gmail? No,
Yes.
what is it? I don't know
In,
what it is.
in, info.ebws@gmail.com or
Oh,
ebwstalks@gmail.com. Either way, if you follow Steve at all on any of the social medias, you can send him a private message as well. Um, I was going to say that because Steve's been using these for a few years, you're going to be guaranteed to see some good birds because, his skill has rubbed off on them. But then I used them yesterday. So
you saw a muscovy duck,
a
probably.
muscovy duck and a dodgy swan goose grey lag thing. So
Oh, there is hope for you out there.
even got the certificate, the original certificate from purchasing with all the details as well, authenticity, and of course you got the carry case. So yeah, all good,
So bargain price £800. So please email us if you're interested in those. That would be very much appreciated.
lovely.
Thank you,
Right,
Pat. Well remembered.
cool. So I think, unless there's anything in the feedback, I'm going to line up the video quickly. No?
Oh, so yeah, Dave Gott said, great show as always, guys. Keep up the good work. Graham E said that thanks for the compliment on the turnstone photo, but it was taken last summer.
Oh,
So
okay,
not eligible for the photo comp. Oh, do you know
okay.
what? I wouldn't have worried about that.
You should have entered it last year then, because that was such a good picture.
Well, no, thanks, Graham. And thanks to everyone watching tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yep, thank you very much. So hopefully we'll see you guys out and about somewhere soon, or on a field trip, or at an EBWS event, or at Steve's talk next week. We're going to play out with a video with all of the different photographs that got entered into the winter competition. Thanks again to everyone who entered. Thanks again to everyone who voted, to all the judges who spent ages deliberating and choosing their top 10. And of course, congratulations to Thomas for winning, and to all the finalists and everyone that got through to the voting stage. So hopefully
And we'll be back next month.
we will. Yes, hopefully the 20th, I think. And we're going to have a proper preview of BCBW, and maybe a special guest if we can line it up. Hopefully, maybe.
Cool. Excellent.
Right. Can you see my dodgy Great Northern Diver?
Yes, I can.
Lovely. Okay, I'm going to press play, turn off cameras, and we'll see you guys next month. Thanks,
See you
everyone.
next
Thank
month.
you.
Thanks for watching. Good night.